Hello, welcome back to my OJAYROOM channel. In this video, we'll make a simple summer dress that is easy to put on and take off without any zippers or buttons. And the long waist strap allows for a variety of styles, and the side pockets add comfort. Also, you can enjoy two styles of maxi dress and unbalanced dress in one pattern. More information about the PDF patterns and instruction can be found in the description below. And there is a video on how to print the pattern and how to assemble it. Please refer to the link above. These are the fabric and material that I will use today. I use a light and soft linen fabric, and I recommend the flowy and soft fabric for gentle movement. For the interfacing, I recommend a soft and lightweight silk interfacing. Before sewing, attach the glue side of the silk interfacing to the inside of the fabric. Always, when attach the interfacing with an iron, press it, don't push it. Then place the facing and shoulder strap patterns on the fabric and cut them. And we will sew waist straps and pockets on the side seam of the front and back bodice. Attach 1 cm longer tail to both sides of the notch. Overlock the center and side seam of the back and front side seam as well. Put the back bodice pieces right sides together and sew the center seams with a 1 cm seam allowance. Then press the center seam open. Before sewing the pocket, overlock only the curved edge of the pocket pieces. After overlocking, the fabric of the pocket may have become crumbled, so straighten with an iron before sewing on the bodice. And now put the pockets and dress right sides together properly on the notch mark. And sew 0.7 cm. After sewing, cut only the seam allowance of the pocket so that it is 0.3 cm. Then turn the pocket over to the outside and top stitching 0.2 cm. Now we are gonna make the waist strap. Prepare the fabric, then fold the fabric in half and iron it. Next, put the strap right size and sew 1 cm. After sewing, cut the seam allowance to 0.5 cm. And after attaching a safety pin to the end of the strap, turn the fabric inside out. After turning the inside out and ironing the crumpled fabric, then edge stitch on the seam. To finish sewing the waist strap, fold the end of the strap twice and sew. Sew the shoulder strap the same way you should the waist straps. First, fold the fabric in half and iron it. Then put the strap right size and sew 1 cm. And after attaching a safety pin to the end of the strap, turn the fabric inside out. After turning the inside out and ironing the crumpled fabric, then edge stitch on the seam. Now put the waist straps at the notch marks and pin them. After that, put the front bodice and back bodice right side together and sew 1 cm. Make sure when making an unbalanced dress, sew the side seam leaving 15 cm. And when making a maxi dress, sew the side seams all the way. After sewing, press the side seam open. And turn the fabric inside out, then iron the pocket opening. Check the pockets are well sewn so that they are not visible from the outside. Overlock the side seam of the facing pieces. Then put the facing pieces right sides together and sew 1 cm seam allowance. And press the seam open. Overlock the free band losing of the hem of the facing. Now we are gonna sew the shoulder strap. After making the location of the shoulder strap, pin the strap to only the front bodice first. Then put the bodice and facing right sides together and sew only 1 cm of the front bodice. Because the shoulder strap is short, it is difficult to sew at once, so it is divided into 2 parts, the front and back. After sewing the front part, overlap the shoulder strap between the back bodice and back facing, and then sew 1 cm. At this time, be careful not to twist the strap. After sewing the shoulder strap, cut the seam allowance diagonally for the angled part and 0.5 cm for the straight seam allowance. Then turn the fabric inside out and check that the shoulder straps are well sewn. After that, slit the center seam allowance so that the V neckline at the center of the front and center of the back can come out beautifully. Next, understitching the facing to prevent it from rolling to the outside of the garment. When understitching, it is difficult because the shoulder side is narrow, so stitching only to the extent possible. After stitching, iron the neckline and armhole line. Tacking the facing to the side seam so that it does not turn over when putting on and taking off the dress. Draw a seam allowance of 1.3 cm to sew the hem of the dress. And fold the seam allowance twice along the line you drew. Then sew the hem as it is folded. After sewing the hem, put the unsewn side seam right side together, then sew them. After press the side seam open, cut the excess fabric. Tacking the end of side seam so that the seam allowance does not move. Then finish sewing the dress by ironing the side seams. This is the process of making a maxi dress. Draw seam allowance of 1.3 cm to sew the hem of the dress. Fold the seam allowance twice along the line you drew, then sew the hem it is folded. Finally, all sewing of the dress is finished. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you all enjoyed this sewing project. See you in the next video. Bye!